Hello students, welcome to the video of the module 2 PN junction. So in this video we will be discussing about avalanche breakdown. As a recap, we have in the previous videos we have seen what is meant by reverse biased junction. So in the reverse biased junction there will be very small amount of reverse current called as reverse saturation current. So that current will be in terms of microamps, and when my reverse biased voltage increases at a certain point, the diode gets breakdown, and then there will be sudden increase in the current. That current is called as reverse breakdown current. So what causes this breakdown? So this breakdown mechanism can be of two types. One is called as Zener breakdown mechanism and the other one is called as avalanche breakdown mechanism. So in the previous video we have discussed what is meant by Zener breakdown. So Zener breakdown is when a diode is heavily doped, the depletion region becomes extremely thin. That is, the depletion region width will be less for the heavily doped diode, and in that case if my reverse biased voltage is increased, the electric field across the depletion region becomes very high. That is, it has a very high electric field developed inside because the width is very low and the applied voltage is very high. This high electric field causes the covalent bonds to break. That is, in the depletion region there will be an covalent bond formation, and also there will be existing immobile ions. So the applied electric field will result in the breakdown of the covalent bond, and because of that there will be an electron hole pairs. So large number of charge carriers are generated, and this results in the current which we will be calling it as the Zener diode. So here that concept of tunneling comes into the picture. So Zener is nothing but where it is occurring only in the heavily doped semiconductors, and due to the high applied electric field, we will be having the breakdown, and the breakdown voltage is low. So here we will be discussing what is meant by avalanche breakdown. So avalanche breakdown is nothing but the breakdown which will happen in a lightly doped semiconductor, and also here the breakdown voltage is high. That is, when a diode is heavily doped or lightly doped, so at the lower voltage we will be getting a Zener breakdown, and at higher voltage we will be getting an avalanche breakdown. Fine. Now, what is meant by avalanche breakdown? So, this is generated by the collisions. That is, the increased electric field across the diode causes the increase in the velocity of the minority carriers. So, we know that in the reverse biased condition, there will be only minority carrier flow. So, what happens is when I apply some electric field, or when an electric field is generated due to the applied voltage, the velocity of the charge carriers will be increased. These high electric carriers breaks the covalent bond, and therefore more electron hole pairs are generated. Again, these generated carriers are accelerated by the external electric field, and they break more covalent bond during their travel. So like this, it is a simultaneous process, and also it is a progressive process, and hence this gives rise to a high reverse current through the diode, and that mechanism by which the breakdown or the increase in the current due to the applied electric voltage and due to the collision of charge carrier is called as avalanche breakdown. Normally, in lattice scattering events will be resulting in the creation of EHPs. That is, we know that when there is an scattering process or collision process, there will be a generation of electrons and holes. And if this carrier being saturated, if it has a very high energy, then the an electric field, that is if the electric field is very high in the transition region, and then when the electron enters into this transition region, that an electron will uh, experience a very high electric field from the p region, and then it will be accelerated to through to high enough that kinetic energy will cause the collision with the latex. So this results in the carrier multiplication. So now what happens is the original electron which is entering into the transition region will generate an electron, and that both the electrons will be moving to the n side due to the electric field, and the generated hole will be moving towards the p side. Now, because of one electron entering into the transition region, there is a formation of one electron and one hole. So here these two electron and holes, which is electron hole pair, which is formed, will again become highly energetic due to the electric field, and hence it results in again the collision and the generation of charge carriers. The degree of multiplication will become very high if the carrier generated within the transition region also having ionization collision with the lattice. For example, here the incoming electron will have a collision with the lattice and create an EHP, and each EHP has a chance of creating a new EHP, and hence it goes on. So here in this diagram, we can see that the E electron which is coming here inside the transition region, it hits the covalent bond, and because of that a hole is formed. So and also an electron will be formed. So one electron when it hits, it results in two electron and one hole. Similarly, these electrons and holes which is there may hit the other electrons, other covalent bond which is present in the transition region. And because of this multiplication process, we can see that there may be n number of or many number of electrons and holes. And because of this, we know that since there is a developed electric field, and these electrons, all the electrons created will be moving towards the n region, and the holes which are created will be moving towards the p region. So in this case, we can say that the multiplication factor is given as Mn is equal to n out by n in, which is equal to 1 plus p square, like it will be going on, where p is the probability that the electron will be getting collision. So I can say that Mn is equal to approximately 1 divided by 1 minus p. So this process of multiplying and generating the carriers is called as avalanche breakdown. So here how to arrive it? So here we assume that there are n electrons entering from the p side, and then these will result in p into n collision, ionizing collisions, and an EHP generated for each collision. So this process, if it is going on, we will be having n into 1 plus p. So after a collision, each EHP moves effectively a distance of w within the transition width, and hence an EHP is generated at the center of the region. The electron drift to a distance of w by 2, and the hole will be drifted towards a region w by 2. Thus, the probability that all ionizing collision will occur due to the motion of magnetic cause is still p, and in this we will be getting it as m is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus p. So in this graph, we can see how the breakdown occurs. So we can see here at the lower breakdown voltages, that is based on the doping. If the doping is very high, so what happens is if the doping increases, the tunneling process will be taking place. If the doping is very less, then we can expect an avalanche breakdown here. So the variation of breakdown voltage with respect to the doping for different material is given in this case. So this completes the